You don't have to go too far to explore the history and haunted stories here in South Central Pennsylvania. In fact, you can just head down to Columbia in Lancaster County, where a group of characters are ready to take you on an eerie journey. And it's all part of this year's Haunted Lantern Tours. And here to tell us more about it is Sarah Mimnall, the owner of Rivertown Theater Productions, and her father, Jim, who also takes part in the tours.
Yes.
See, he is dressed for the part, unless this is just, how you are at
Every
9
day,
a.m.
yeah.
on a Friday, whatever. Well, good morning, guys. Thanks so much for being with us.
Morning.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get right into it. Talk to me, what is exactly Columbia's Haunted Lantern Tours about?
So Columbia's Haunted Lantern Tour is a 1-hour historic walking tour through Columbia, Pennsylvania. Sometimes we do downtown inside venues. This year we are in Mount Bethel Cemetery. Yeah.
So what made you start why did you want to do this and why in Columbia?
Columbia is huge on history. There's so much history there, from the burning of the bridge from the Civil War to the Underground Railroad to all of the shops and industry that's been there over the years. So we have a lot of history, and I just want to share that with everybody because not everybody knows it. So this is a great way to do it. It's a little bit spooky, a little bit historical, very entertaining for all.
A good mix. All right, so
Yeah.
this year the theme is Afflicted. So what is the significance of that?
So the theme and title of this year, The Afflicted, really encapsulates all of the personalities of the different characters and the stories that our guests are going to come in contact with this year. So they're going to meet characters whose lives were changed by the cruel whims of history. We really dig deep into the core of human emotion. We cover grief, love, longing, loss. So it's not quite as lively as some of our previous tours. It's a little darker, a little deeper.
It is in a cemetery.
It is in a cemetery, so yeah.
All right, so who's coming up with the storylines each year?
That would be me. So I write an original script for the tour every year. There are some pieces, some characters, some scenes that might come from previous tours if necessary and they fit in well, but those scripts are always rewritten so they have a fresh new essence about them. And we try to make every tour and theme unique so returning guests don't get that been there, done that feeling.
All right, and Jim, you're a part of these as well. What can people expect?
Being a little shocked.
Definitely. There's definitely
Yeah.
some shock factors there.
Yeah.
My character of the tombstone is actually in the graveyard.
Yes.
And a lot of the characters that we have are people that are actually buried there. So they kind of come to life. I'm a little eccentric, I guess.
Definitely eccentric, yeah.
Yeah, so, well, and you kind of touched on it there, that the characters are, or were real people who,
Yes.
who were there, and you kind of go, so what's a little synopsis of what people can expect this year, some of the characters?
So, I mean, we have to touch on William Campbell. He's, if you're from Columbia or know Columbia well, you've probably even heard of William Campbell. He was a trapper from the 1700s that got rabies, and he ended up carving his own tombstone before he died. And like he said, that stone is in the cemetery, and he will be positioned at that stone and telling the story of William Campbell. So,
All right, and we were talking
very
before. I said I like history. I get scared by the spook. So we were talking. What's the scariness level here, and what ages are we talking about that you think should come out?
not too scary at all. We are not a horror attraction by any means. So it's just a little spooky because, hey, it is spooky season. It's October. But mostly it's historical. We do some special effects makeup and stuff. So there is a creep factor. But most of it is just, historical education and a fun way to learn about things. We do recommend 13 years and older just because there is some foul language or we reference alcohol, stuff like that.
All right, and they start next weekend. And when do they run until?
So it is the 18th, 19th, and 20th, and then the following weekend on the 25th and 26th.
All right, a little education with your spooky
Yeah.
season this year. Sarah and Jim, thanks so much for being here. And of course, the Columbia Haunted Lantern Tours, they do start, like she said, next Friday. We have all the information you need on fox43.com.
Thank you.